Glen Rogers, execution and final statement. Glen Rogers, known infamously as the Casanova Killer, met his end via execution in Florida. His final words, a surprising endorsement, included support for former President Donald Trump. The execution took place on Thursday at Florida State Prison in Raiford, marking the end of a life steeped in violence and suspicion. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Rogers' final statement was brief and politically charged. He stated, "President Trump, keep making America great. I'm ready to go." Witnesses present at the execution reportedly expressed bewilderment and confusion at his unexpected political declaration. He also expressed love for his family in his last moments. Rogers further promised answers and closure to the families of his victims, a promise that now remains unfulfilled. The weight of his crimes hung heavy in the air as the execution proceeded. Glen Rogers earned the chilling nicknames the Casanova Killer and the Cross-Country Killer. Originally from Hamilton, Ohio, his crimes spanned multiple states and years. He was convicted of the 1995 murder of Tina Marie Cribbs in Florida, a crime that sealed his fate. Rogers was also convicted of the 1995 murder of Sandra Gallagher in California. Beyond these convictions, he was suspected in numerous other killings across the country. The pattern of his alleged crimes painted a disturbing picture of a serial killer on the move. His victims often shared similar characteristics, typically women in their 30s, petite, and with red hair. This consistency in victimology offered a chilling insight into Rogers' potential motives and targeting patterns. The similarities fueled speculation about the true extent of his crimes. Rogers was charged with the murder of 71-year-old Mark Peters, also from Hamilton. At one point, Rogers himself claimed to have killed nearly 70 people. These claims, while unverified, added to the aura of terror surrounding his name. Before his life of crime, Rogers worked as a driver for the Hamilton School District. He also served as a confidential informant for the local narcotics unit, a stark contrast to his later actions. This double life reveals a complex and troubled individual. Rogers was diagnosed with a chronic ambulatory psychotic disturbance. He reportedly self-medicated with alcohol and drugs, potentially exacerbating his mental state. This diagnosis raises questions about the role of mental illness in his violent behavior. He was placed on the FBI 10 Most Wanted Fugitives list, a testament to the severity of his crimes and the urgency of his capture. Rogers was eventually apprehended in Waco, Kentucky after a high-speed chase. His capture brought a sense of relief to communities across the nation. In 2012, Rogers' brother, a criminal profiler, suggested Rogers' involvement in the O.J. Simpson case. The brother claimed Rogers was hired by O.J. Simpson to kill Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman. This claim ignited a media frenzy and renewed interest in the infamous case. A Los Angeles police department ultimately dismissed the claim, citing a lack of evidence. O.J. Simpson was acquitted in the criminal trial but found liable in a civil case. The shadow of doubt, however, continued to linger. O.J. Simpson died in April 2024, further complicating any potential investigation into Rogers' alleged involvement. The truth behind these claims may never be fully known. The connection, however tenuous, remains a point of morbid fascination. Rogers was executed by lethal injection, the standard method in Florida. The execution process lasted approximately 16 minutes. The state utilizes a 3-drug cocktail consisting of a sedative, a paralytic, and a heart-stopping drug. In his final statement, Rogers thanked his wife. He reportedly remained relatively still throughout the execution process. A staff member periodically checked for consciousness during the procedure, ensuring compliance with protocol. The U.S. Supreme Court denied Rogers' final appeals, effectively clearing the way for his execution. His lawyers had argued for a life sentence, citing Rogers' childhood abuse as a mitigating factor. This argument, however, was ultimately rejected by the courts. The legal battles surrounding his case highlighted the complexities of capital punishment. The defense's focus on his troubled past aimed to humanize a man known for monstrous acts. The denial of his appeals marked the end of a long legal struggle. Rogers was the fifth inmate executed in Florida this year. The state has a history of carrying out the death penalty, though its use has fluctuated over time. Anthony Wainwright is the next scheduled execution in Florida, set for June 10th. Wainwright was convicted of the kidnapping, rape, and murder of a woman in 1994. These cases underscore the ongoing debate surrounding capital punishment in the United States. The legal and ethical considerations remain a subject of intense scrutiny.